Boom.
Yo, how's things going? So listen, we are live. Now listen, if you're watching this back as in later on YouTube, or if you're listening to this as a podcast, you can always get into the FPA coaches community and follow us on live. We are here every Friday. If you're watching this live with us now and you want to ask any questions, guys, just hit us up in the chat box and we will answer them as we're going through, or we'll come to them at the end. So up today, we have Tristan Hand. So Tristan, listen, I'm going to hand it over to you in terms of give the guys a little bit of a background on yourself and your business, what your business called and where you're based.
Hey Jay, so it's based in Grand Canal Dock. It's a personal training studio, all 1-to-1 or 2-to-1. My background is I worked in IT for 7 years. I went into personal training part-time during that. Got to a point where I just said, go all in. So I went full-time. I shared a studio for, I think, 4 years. At the same time as that, looking for my own space that whole time. And then just this time last year, got my own studio. Built it from scratch exactly the way I wanted. And yeah, I think that's background on me.
Great. Now guys, listen, if you're watching this and you're wondering why the hell is Sean not talking here, Sean, it's not like he's not fucking mute or anything like that. Sean's voice is gone, he's a bit broken, aren't you?
Get the shittest man flu known in creation. It's just my voice is fucked. So.
He's gone off fucking Barry White on his stuff. So listen, Tristan, we've obviously known each other for a few years. So going back, you trained here with us for a little bit back a few years ago. Over maybe the last few months or a year, you've been working with myself and Sean in Ascension. But tell us this, listen, in terms of your business now, what's your kind of mission of your current business and what's your business model?
So the mission, or I guess the model, is I work with mainly professionals, men, 40-year-old plus, who've been successful in careers, successful in business, but affected their fitness. And what I do now is just allow them to take control of that area, get success in fitness, in health, and finally feel that like one chapter in their life that they can take care of everything at the same time, not just, I'm just going to be good at business, I'll forget about my body and stuff. And that's who this main sort of client I work with. I like working with them. They're already driven. It's just getting them to understand that they can get the same drive in other areas of life, forget thinking that they're lazy or they don't have time or the other things like that.
Yeah, and I suppose like with some of those guys you've described, the chances there, you know, they've probably spent the whole 20s busy trying to get themselves into a job, then the 30s trying to accelerate themselves up the ladder within that job. Now maybe to get to the 40s or the 50s, and maybe this is when they do have the time for themselves. Would that be kind of right?
Yes and no. There is some that have gotten to a point they can step away from the business a lot, but a lot of them are still going pretty hard at it. They don't take time off, but it's just finding or showing them that they can put a few minutes in each day. And then from there, I can get more and more out of them and they see the effect it has on other areas of their life. So they get more time for the family, their business, more energy. And I guess it's just like with everyone that way.
Let me ask you something, if you can hear and understand maybe what the hell I'm trying to say. But like, are the kind of guys that come to you a little different to the dudes that just go to like Fly Fit or a really cheap gym? Do you work with different kind of clientele, or what would you say the demographic of dude? Who are they? Like, what's different about them, and what is it you do so specific for them that they come to you?
I guess they're more individuals. They're more about like it carries from the business and career. They're driving themselves. They're doing their own thing. They're not doing it really as a team. And with that, in the same with fitness, they don't want to go into a class and be doing the same stuff everyone else is and have a focus with the whole group. They just want to focus right in on themselves, what they want to achieve as an individual. And I guess that's where the studio comes in then, because they come in, it's a very private space, very one-to-one space. And they get treated very specific to what they want, not to what anyone else wants. And it's built around their own lifestyle as well.
Cool. And see, I suppose for you, because, you know, you're kind of talking how those guys are in their business. If you roll back now, you gave us the start, you were kind of working in IT. So what was the transition? Why did you move out of IT? Where was that going? Why did you get into the kind of fitness space?
So this goes all back to my childhood, where I wasn't really sporty or into fitness, and I wasn't really good at it. And I was encouraged then to focus on study and education, get a good job and all that stuff. And I did that. But at the same time, got to college and kind of rebelled against it. Wanted to improve my own body and see could I change that, and I did. And then I got out the other side and was like, I'd like to help other people do the same, because I honestly felt like that's it. You're never gonna do anything that way.
Yeah. And from, you mentioned there the transition. So what was the transition from, you're there working in IT, you probably got to a position where, you were fairly comfortable. Would that be right?
Yeah, no, super comfortable job. This was like working in the council or something. You could just go in, you could do a month of no work. Yeah. And still get paid, and they'll still be like, yeah, you're doing great, all that. So like, it was super, I could have just stayed in that forever. Really. Job for life sort of thing.
What was the transition then from being in that cushy number? You had an easy enough job. You're probably getting paid reasonably well. What was the transition then to make the first step into fitness?
The first step, I think, was just potential. So that I was doing it part-time as I was in IT, and I could see the potential there. And it was like, am I going to just keep putting this on the side and just doing it like that forever? Am I just going to really go in and see, does it work, go full-time, take a risk with it? Yeah. And that's what I did. And yeah, it's worked out in the end.
So then move us on from that. You made that first step in, you were kind of, and a lot of guys I think do this like girls. It's like you have your job and then you kind of have fitness on the side and dipping your toe in that. And then at some point in time, fitness started to take more and more of a priority. You either just drop the job or let it dip off. So you were in a situation where you were training with a guy in a studio. What was the transition then from going from studio into gym owner?
That again was another bit of like, do I go all in on this, or like the rent was good and everything like that with the studio, and again I could keep going like that at this certain income level, but it was capped because they only had so many hours, and I knew that the next step was a big step, like much bigger expenses, all those things that goes with it, but the potential on that was bigger again, and then I went, yeah, let's do it.
There's something I want to pull in on, is like all the stuff that's going through your mind, because one of the things in the title here we talk about is like, you knew that there was shit holding you back, like internally, because like you described rents, you described like the market and all, that's all external, opportunities and all that sort of thing, stuff you would look and speculate on in the marketplace. But the stuff you were dealing with, and I think the stuff that was the key to you unlocking where you are now in business, was more internal. Would that be right?
Yeah, it was the self-belief, the trust in what you're doing, trust in my own value. I guess I took it slow, and we all know this. I took this slower than a lot of people, and I'm 36 now, and I know the other guys getting in here, and I'd love to be like 24 and have the same knowledge that I have now and go, yeah, just do this faster, because it will work out in the end. But I did take it slow, and it just took time for me to go, yeah, just, you can do it. And I'd have people saying that, and I guess I've seen that in the group in the last year,
what were your biggest fears? Like, what was the shit? Because I know when you're talking this stuff, this is going to be what a lot of people are held back by. It's the same stuff. Like, when we're dealing with it ourselves, we think, fuck, we're really unique, and like, shit, nobody must feel this. But then on the other side of it, we kind of realize, I think, that fuck, everybody has these fears. So if you can sort of describe them.
Yeah, so like fear of failure, fear of embarrassment, fear that you tried it and then I'd have to go back to the old job or something like this. The financial fear of like not being able to pay bills. But I think the bit that kept me going was like, it's never going to get that bad. You're not going to be on the street. And if I just go for it, the benefit on the other side is so much better. I think that's one of the self-beliefs that I had to change, because as I was growing up, I was told, yeah, just take a secure job, just, get your mortgage, play it safe. And now I'm looking at my own dad and I'm like, yeah, but like life was okay, but it wasn't great. And he didn't amass that much or feel that he wasn't successful or happy. So, but I got told that, and then I had to change that mindset and go, look, you can be happy, you can be successful, you can have money, you can have good relationships and be healthy and all those things all at the same time. You
can have a fucking huge palm tree over your shoulder in your garden if you want, That's a whopper. Just look at that there.
He looks like he's in fucking Miami.
Yeah, in Miami, this mofo.
Not yet.
So would you say then the key was for you to understand that the advice that you were given, go to school, get good grades, which is very common advice, that kind of conditioning that you grew up with was the thing that was actually holding you back?
Yeah, definitely. Like, to think I did a 4-year degree to do something that I was okay with. But to spend like the couple of months that I did to go into training to be able to bring in the same amount of money as some other people that are just in IT and then in it many years and just slogging away for someone else, I guess.
Yeah.
And like, was that why? Because I know part of this puzzle was like you joined the Mastermind group with us guys, and like we've worked on this shit over the last year. Like, what was the main reason? Was that the reason you joined the Mastermind, to see things differently, to look at the opportunities differently, or what was your reason to ask for help and get a mentor?
A couple of reasons was, one, I opened the new studio and the new gym, and I thought marketing would be easier, and I thought getting in the clients would be just a matter of spending more on what I was already doing, but it wasn't like that. So with that, I wanted someone to support, help me through, guide me on the right strategies, those sort of things. Another was like, being as a trainer, unless you're friends with other ones and you're talking with them, there's very little interaction and what's going on or what other people, what's working for them, stuff like that. So that was another reason to be better. Sorry, Jay?
It can be quite isolated as a trainer, yeah?
Yeah, that's it. I was used to being in the old job and you have colleagues around, but like you start doing one-on-one and you're with clients the whole day and you never see anything else, and that sort of way as well.
Yeah.
And I worked with Jay for 3 years, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So I trusted you, and I knew, like, from talking to you then, like what you're into and your drive and stuff like that. And then when I found out you were doing the group, then it was like just a logical step to
kind of cross over into it.
Well, what would you say is the biggest thing you've taken away from the last year of working with us guys and the rest of the group of Ascension?
The biggest thing, I think, is going into it, I thought sales was about persuading someone to buy my stuff, give me money. And then I've learned that it's more about finding the right people that you want to work with and showing your own value, not trying to force it on them, showing how you can make them change, communicate in better ways. And I think that's all come down to that inner belief bit as well, as like there is a lot of value in what we do. And I think we put it down and we undercharge for it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like if you see what other people are earning in other industries and all they're doing is polluting the world and, you know, selling stuff that sucks, that's no real value. And then we're providing a lot of value, changing their lives, making them healthier, helping them live longer, and all the other things that come with that.
Cool, man.
Love it. And that's one of the big things, I believe. Like, there's people like yourself and the rest of the group that have the ability to actually really change people's lives for the better, because they have got good shit.
And all the other things that come with that.
He's fucking around. There's people that have the potential in the group to really change people's lives for the better, but it's not because they haven't got great products or great ability that holds them back. It's because actually they don't know how to market, or they don't know how to sell, or they have this skewed view that sales is manipulative or marketing is wrong and you shouldn't want to do, you know, people will just find you. That sort of mentality of if you build it, they will come. Well, they fucking won't. You know, there's plenty of great trainers that have built businesses and they've had to close them, not because they weren't great trainers, not because their programs didn't work, not because they couldn't get results, but they couldn't keep the fucking doors open because sales is the lifeblood of the business. And I suppose the reason we started the group is not to make some bullshit artists even better bullshit artists. Quite the opposite. It's to get the people who should be making bigger waves, bigger differences in the industry, actually allow them to gain the strength and powerful messaging they need with their marketing and the sales ability and certainty on inner belief in themselves, so that they can actually close the people that they should be working with into their gyms, so that they are making a difference. Like that's always been our our mission, I suppose. And
Big time. Big time.
hearing you say that back is just fucking brilliant, Tristan. Thanks, man.
Yeah, well, I think something that I think it's hard to see from the outside is the way the two of you. I think it's the genuinity. I don't know if that's the right word.
It is now.
But you can see the passion that you have in it, and you can see how you try and understand what we're all going through and where we all want to get to. And you don't see a lot of that around. I think that's a massive thing. Like just seeing that.
Cool, man. And tell us on that then, you know, because you kind of mentioned some limiting beliefs. You mentioned sales. You mentioned, I suppose, the authenticity of the people in the group, myself and Sean. What do you think is the biggest impact, if you could kind of narrow it down to one thing? What do you think has been the biggest impact on you and your business being a part of the group? And not just for myself and Sean, let's say, but I mean, there's a huge impact of the other guys within the group as well that they have on each other, you know?
Biggest impact. There's a lot, so it's just narrowing it down to something.
Yeah.
I guess it's having the support there. It's not even if you can, you're asking loads of stuff, but to have someone there backing you up, bringing you through it. So if there is a challenge there, can talk to you, bounce that off the group. I think that's the biggest thing. And then when you're trying to be successful, there's people there that believe in you. Not just like you're trying to do it on your own and then you're like, oh, is it going to work? Is it not? Do I deserve it? Do I not? Is having that support in the background is the biggest thing.
Yeah, and I suppose that's very similar to any form of coaching. You know, when people come in to train with you or any trainer, ultimately, really what they're paying for is coaching, support, accountability, motivation, call it whatever you want. But it's not necessarily the exercise or the nutrition plan. It's your ability to link up where they are and where they want to go to and help them get there, really.
Yeah. So, the funny bit is seeing the parallel between what I'm getting from the group and what I'm doing, and then what I'm doing with my clients. Because it's all circling around where it's going, okay, you can't just focus on your business and about getting more money and not your body. And it works for us as well, where I was doing a period where I was like, oh, I'll just leave training for a month or two and then I can focus more. But it just all falls down and you get destroyed and lose energy and everything.
Yeah, big time.
Well, there's a good point you just mentioned there, that sometimes shit can go south. So what sort of setbacks have you had? And like, we build this as like Dublin's most expensive personal trainer, and that's because in the group, definitely, and as far as I've seen, fucking are. I mean, your product is not for everybody. Like, I think, what is it, 500 quid for one session and some coaching, which may sound very, very expensive, but it is. It's 500 quid for a session, isn't it?
Per month, the membership is 500 and they come in once a week. That's it.
So once a week training, 500 quid a month. That's, I don't know of anyone more expensive than that, Jay, do you?
No, not the minute.
Okay, but that's where you are now. How many setbacks did you get along the way of building that business?
Good lot. So biggest setback was time. I delayed on everything. I've achieved more in the last year than I have in the last 10 plus. Because I did everything slower. I took my time and I waited and took ages for decisions. And looking back, I would have liked to have moved a lot quicker. Maybe I had to learn things, but that was one. When I had when I was sharing that other studio, I almost lost that, and I was full time at that point, and I almost lost all my business. That was a setback. And then moving into the new place, the new gym, like all my expenses increased by 10 times what they were previously. So that was a mass. Yeah. So I was going from profit into like debt fast. So that's where the last year really had to excel and make sure that I get paying my bills and all the bits that go along with it.
You were up against it. So basically you went from profit to actually, holy shit, this thing's costing me money.
Like, a lot of money.
And then if you're the kind of person who struggled with like fear of failure, coming from like a kind of scarcity mindset with that conditioning that of all the stuff you thought about sales, what way did you look at that? How did you take that? That would have been hard.
Yeah, a lot of talking to people, and well, I guess I had the studio 2 or 3 months before I got into help fast. Yeah, it was a big step to take on. So my stress went up. I started getting heart palpitations. I remember coming to you guys, I had that.
Yeah.
Getting heart palpitations from just stress and everything. And even to be able to stop that, I think that went away after a month or two. That was a massive thing. So I was like, I want to get a heart attack or something.
Yeah, I think as well, like a lot of people, I can again draw parallels between fitness and business here. You know, a lot of people wait till, oh fuck, my business is about to go on fire before they reach out and ask for help. The same way as when it comes to fitness, you know, somebody's near dead or they're 5 stone overweight before they decide to ring a trainer. And it's like if somebody was just to start out their process and seek out help, how easy would the journey be, or how much faster could you get from point A to point B, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking like when I came to you, it was about just paying the bills, and then you get into it and you're like, look, it's got all this potential. And I was thinking of this longer journey, like why not try and push it and achieve it faster, where you're getting more comfort, more time, all those things that go with it.
Yeah. So listen, I suppose now, if you were thinking, you know, if you had 3 pieces of advice, because obviously you've had a journey there, and you mentioned even from childhood into college and working in a kind of corporate type setting, then moving into fitness, then opening up your own gym. If you were kind of
where he's now 500 quid a month for 4 sessions, that's how you're thinking high ticket time.
Yeah,
that's a massive reverse, isn't it?
Yeah, if you could kind of think to yourself of like 3 bits of advice you'd give the younger you, or 3 bits of advice you'd give somebody listening to this in terms of getting going and starting to gain some momentum like you have, what might they be, or what would they be?
Well, one is act fast, and I think that's what I've learned over the last while. That's a big one. The next...
Why is that so important? When you say act fast, like this is language we would all get, because you've been masterminded now for a fucking year, and you've seen examples of that with the other people when they struggle with that shit. Why is that so important?
Because you'll just dwell in your own head on why you won't do something. You'll find every reason not to do it, to delay it. Like in my own self, I had this perfectionist mindset of everything has to be perfect, going out, look great and all this. But then that held me back, and I wouldn't put anything out. I'd rather put nothing out than just get something done instead. And then that's where I've seen the benefit is like just with doing videos, like just putting out a video is putting out content. And even if that's not like giving you direct sales, I have my current clients coming in and going, look, I loved what you said in that video during the week. And instead of them thinking they see me once a week, now they're even getting a bit more content, a bit more value out of that. And it comes from that.
That's a fucking brilliant point.
Yeah, cool.
I'm taking something from that myself. And I got, like, you know, listen to me now. I won't shoot a video now because, like, I just go, I can't fucking shoot a video like this. But actually, you could use it as a bit of content, you know. Yeah. You can find a lesson why I'm doing it anyway. So, okay, thanks. That's a cracker.
So the first one was act fast. What would we say number 2 is, Tristan?
I'd say start working on your inner self. Start working on what your beliefs are. Are you protecting parts of your personality, part of your life? Like, I just found when I started to get vulnerable and just talk about all the stuff that was going wrong and all the things that was in my head, things became easier. And then other people talk about what's going on with them. I think that's a really big thing. And I guess it comes from the support group. I know it gets pretty deep with us in the masterminds, really deep. But like, I think that's seeing the most value.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, that makes sense, man. Definitely.
Yeah, like when somebody tells you the absolute truth and the way it actually is, that's when you're able to help more, isn't it? You're holding shit back. You're not getting the real advice that can actually help you from where you are to where you want to go. That's cracking.
I think as well, though, an important point on vulnerability there. I mean, listen, nobody fucking is going to be breaking down crying around like that. But even, you know, very often your average punter on the street sees a trainer as, you know, a little bit of a superhero, you know, oh, it's easy for them, you know, sure, you fucking can train all day long, all these things. It's easy for you to train. It's easy for you to eat a certain way. But, like, if you show a bit of vulnerability, show some character flaws, it actually connects. Yeah. People will connect with that. It's like, you know, who the hell do people like better? Is it Batman or Superman? Of course, it's Batman. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, Batman has all that edgy stuff going on.
And you can kill Batman.
Yeah.
He's actually a dude that puts on a suit and fights crime, comes home fucked up.
Yeah.
His legs all fucked up and shit. Yeah. Superman's fucking invincible.
Yeah.
So fucking
fuck with Superman. So that kind of shows vulnerability. Working on that inner self is number 2. What about number 3?
Number 3, I think, is value yourself more. I think this whole industry, everyone undervalues themselves and sells just sessions like way too cheap and doesn't appreciate the result that they're given at the end.
Yeah.
That's what people are buying. Like, that's what they want. So, like, some guy's going to go out and get a 50 grand car and he's going to put a loan into that and pay for that. But the amount of value coming out of looking better, feeling better, all those things, I feel is more value. And then that allows you to charge more. And ultimately, like, they're going to feel more benefit from the whole thing.
Yeah. You want a chainsaw out there? Or what are you doing?
There's a guy cutting the tree in the background. It's typical.
How's that? He's going to go back behind you then.
It's a woman in a G-string, just a G-string doing his garden.
Yeah, she's wearing high heels and that allows the water to go down into the grass.
Yeah, it's drainage.
Good stuff, my man. So listen, Tristan, I suppose you know we're kind of coming to the end of this, but if there's kind of dudes watching this, you know, you get them 3 bits of advice, but again, is there anything that you can kind of say to somebody that would cause them to take a bit of action? Like, I mean, not necessarily reach out and ask us for help, but whatever they're sitting on, because every trainer has all the ideas, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. What would you say to them to just listen, you know, to kind of get them from the fucking fence off of it?
If you've got a vision, if you've got an idea what you should be doing or who you should become, just start now. I don't know. I know it's a very vague thing. I'm trying to think of a good thing to say. But,
no, that makes a lot of sense. Because what really, I'm reading into what you're saying, and like, I think a lot of people don't give themselves the permission to become this person that they have the potential and an idea that they want to be.
Yeah, I think it's the same as like someone coming into the studio for a consultation or whatever, and you're saying, look, you can walk out the door and sit on this, but you're going to find every reason not to do it. You either go, just start now, commit now, and just put everything into this, and you can see what happens, and then maybe you fail. But like, I don't know anyone who's like going to beat themselves up over one failure that much. And sometimes you ask about my background. One thing I think I didn't fail enough. I think because I took so long and everything, I didn't fail enough. And I look at my brother now, who's he lives in Barcelona. He's a great life, but he tried everything fast, and he like lost jobs and all that sort of stuff. But like, I admire so much the life experience you get from that. Yeah.
So it's like, you basically, what you've done there is you've flipped around your thought process on failure, where one person will fear failure and you're nearly seeking it out in, I suppose, in a constructive way.
Yeah, definitely.
That's powerful, man. That's good.
They feel your way to success, all right.
So listen, tell us this, my man. If people were kind of looking to find out a little bit more about you, or they wanted to kind of send you an email, contact you, how do guys find you, or girls?
The easiest way is my website, th.ie. You'll have a bit of info on the business and the way it works. Probably most active on Instagram under th_training. You can direct message me on that if you have any questions on anything. I'm still learning as well. I don't know all the answers. So
yeah, but now sometimes people, like, you know, when they watch things like this, you know, they get a bit of inspiration, and they might reach out and ask you a question quicker than they would ask us, you know?
Which is odd, but they do,
yeah. But listen, we also have some stuff coming up there, we Sean?
Yes, we do, and we want to see you there, Tristan. We're going to be going through all of the stuff that we just talked about here, like the inner game shit of sales, persuasion, and influence, and market and mastery. We're going to go through all that live in the Clayton Hotel in Leopardstown, 2nd of May, 12 till 4. I think you're going to be there, Tristan, aren't you?
I think so. I haven't looked at my calendar.
Yeah, you may be very busy. Sounds like about 100 quid personal training packages. But if you're not there, I'd love to see you there. If anybody wants to join in with that, where they can learn the stuff that we taught Tristan, we're going to be going through inner game of sales, outer game of sales, marketing and seduction mastery, all of the social media market mastery stuff that we've been doing over the last 3 or 4 weeks. If you haven't seen it, tickets are still available. There's 50 available after the guys in Ascension going through. I think there's about 25 left at this point in time. So if you want to go and check that out, I'm going to stick a link in the comment section below. And
that's about it. That is a wrap for today, people.
That's all my voice can do.
Yeah.
Just let's see the questions here. Your voice, Sean. Yes, I know. It sounds like I've been on the sex lines, mate. You've been on the Whiskey. No, I haven't. I wish it was on the Whiskey, mate. I might need one tonight though after this. So that's all. We're done. No questions in there, so everything's cool.
Yeah, we are good to go. All right, my man.
Tristan, thanks a lot.
Tristan, thanks a lot for coming on, and thanks everybody for tuning in.
Have a good weekend.
Peace out.